Yo guys, what's going on? Jackson here from Rune TCG, and today I got a bit of a longer video for you guys. Today I'm going to show you guys probably the most powerful strategy in Rune TCG currently. And there's a lot of cards that go into it, but then I'll also show you some cards that are coming in set 2, such the starter decks, that make this strategy a bit worse, and I feel like it's a lot more balanced than it was in set 1. And definitely, before I start this video, make sure to subscribe. We got 150, and I think that's awesome. I'll have a special tomorrow, maybe the next day. Let me know in the comments down below what you want me to do. Maybe I could revisit the GC Legends card game that I made for the tutorial series. I could maybe I'll make some cards for it, or I could make it into a whole game if you guys wanted to or something. I don't know. But thank you guys so much. I'll save more of those, like, gratitude for that special video. And I am just going to get into it. Make sure to join the Discord. Comment down below what you think I should do for my sub special. And let's just get into it. I like that. I'm gonna like this video because it's a fun idea. So yeah. So basically, the strategy I want to talk to you guys about today is the AOE attack strategy. It's a very powerful one. Mostly because especially in set 1, if you're only playing with set 1 cards, this is going to be the best strategy, hands down. It's just so powerful, and you don't need. It's kind of a budget. It's not a budget strategy because a lot of actually most of the cards are commons. So it is a budget strategy, which is honestly kind of odd. But yeah, it's a very powerful one, and it just works. It's just a powerful strategy, and it doesn't require a lot of luck because almost every card in the deck can do this. And while I will not be sharing a deck list with you guys today, I'm just going to show you the cards. So the first card is Smogathoy, as it has 130 HP and 5 attack, which might not. It's not great for a 3 cost, especially like as a 3 cost. This is more of like a 1 or 2 cost minion with a decent ability, but its ability is awesome. It says when played, do 40 damage to all of your opponent's minions. This is such a broken ability. This, and the card I'll show you next, made this archetype a thing. It's just such a good card. I'm trying to get the glare off. I can't really fix it, but this is a really powerful card. It clears a lot. It can clear a field very easily. So next we have Magic Beam Dragon, the counterparts to Smogathoy. It has a lot better stats for 3 costs, 150 HP, 160 attack for 3 costs, but its ability is where it's at. It says when played, do 80 damage to 1 minion. So this card is really powerful. 80 damage can kill a lot of minions, and without proper counterplay, this card can just take away a game. Like, doing these 2 in combo is just so powerful. And there's another combo I'll show you guys later in this video, but I guess you guys can see kind of why this was a problem set 1, because set 1 didn't have counters. Set 2 and the starter decks do now have counters, and I'll keep adding counters, but I don't want to make this a dead strategy because I really like these cards, and I don't like dead strategies, you know. I want this game to be super balanced. So, and I feel like it already is starting to become more and more balanced the more feedback I get from you guys and just all that. So yeah, Magic Beam Dragon, powerful card. So the final card that kind of does AoE damage, a lot of AoE damage, is Hexbitter. It has 120 HP, 80 attack, and it costs 2 red runes for 2 attack. But honestly, for all of these minions, you don't really use them to attack. You use their abilities. And it says, when played, deal 60 damage to all minions on both sides except for this one. So basically, when you play it, he does 60 damage to everything, which is honestly really powerful. It's like insane how much damage that is. And especially if you start stacking, like, these, if you play these all in the same turn, you can clear the entire bench and get so many points. So this is a really powerful card. Next, Shroom Boom. Shroom Boom is another part of the strategy, even though this actually doesn't really fit in this strategy, because normally it's just blue. You run blue runes in this strategy, maybe a few red runes so your hex bidders can attack, but Shroom Boom is a card that works really well in the green, in any green deck, but also the green starter deck, and it's in the green starter deck, so make sure to check that out, guys. And Shroom Boom, really powerful card. It says when played, do 50 damage to a minion for every green minion on the field. So this can do 300 damage if you have all green minions on your bench and your active minion slot. 300 damage pretty much kills everything, and there's no other spell in the game that can do that. So, really powerful card, and definitely an auto-include in green decks. Next we have Demise Blaster, really powerful card. It's a spell. It says, if one of your minions were put into your discard pile on your opponent's last turn, do 150 damage to one of their minions. Like I said, 300 is a lot, but 150, that's pretty much double what Magic Beam Dragon can do. And it's a spell, so you don't have to risk losing points if the minion gets killed. So, Demise Blaster, really powerful card, but it's kind of situational, but it's still very powerful in this deck. Next, we have Bubbly Hydro Vortex. So, this is where the game got broken. You can combo Bubbly Hydro Vortex. It says when played, do 50 damage to all minions that already have damage on them. So, there's a 2-card combo, which I'll show you. You play Smogathoy. When played, do 40 damage to all of your opponent's minions. So now they all have damage on them. Then you play the Bubbly Hydro Vortex. Instant 50 more damage. You do 90 damage in one turn to every single one of your opponent's minions. This is so powerful. But, of course there's cards and stuff that, of course it's not super overpowered because there's other decks in the format, like red, like Sunspear. That's a really powerful deck. Black white spam. Really powerful deck. So obviously it's the best deck, but it's pretty close, and it's still not, it didn't ruin the game. It's still very fun to play with other decks. So definitely a really fun card. Next, we have a kind of a staple for pretty much every deck, actually, not just these type of AoE damage decks. It's Flame Splash spell, and it says do 60 damage to one of your opponent's minions. If you do, you may also do 30 damage to a different minion. So basically, you can do 90 damage in total, but you don't get to do that to 1. You get to do it to 2, which is still really powerful. And it's just a really good card. So definitely great card, and it doesn't even have to fit in AoE damage decks. Now this is an AoE only kind of card. It's Penguin. Really good card in the decks it's in, because it says it has 20 HP, 100 attack, 3 for 3 blue runes. It's not the greatest attack and HP, obviously, but this ability says once per turn you may discard a card. If you do, you may return a minion in play to its owner hand, discarding everything attached. This card is overpowered. Well, it's not overpowered, but it's very good. You can discard a card, and then let's say I'm playing a Warpole Warrior deck. They have a Warpole Warrior in play, and it has the speed runes on it. And I don't want that to become like a recurring attack, because Warpole Warrior can get very out of control very quickly, and it's not fun to play against, especially once they get going. So, I play Penguin, and I discard a card from my hand. And then I return the Warpole Warrior back into their hand, but then the speed runes get discarded. Super powerful. And this works well as like a defensive card too, because I could take back a Magic Beam Dragon, and it goes back into my hand because you don't really want to attach runes to anything. So you play this, you do the damage, you pick it up with Penguin, put it back in your hand, and then you do another 80 damage. So that's 160 damage, and that's super powerful. So its weakness is in the mirror matchup where two AoE decks are fighting against each other. It's going to die really quickly because it only has 20 HP. So That's kind of the drawback. And then Strong Gust is another really powerful card. It says you may put up to 2 minions on your side of the field back into your hand. So, kind of does the same thing as Penguin, but you can't discard cards from your opponent's side, which Penguin can. So, it's definitely still a really powerful card, and it doesn't even have to work in AoE decks. This card can work in a lot of decks. So, definitely really powerful. And, yeah. So now, I'm going to show you guys the 3 cards from the starter decks that work that have AoE effects, and they're pretty good at AoE effects. Because there are some cards that have an AoE effect when they're played, but it's only like 20 damage to 1 minion, so it's not all that great. But this first guy I'll show you, Suma Porcupine, part of the blue starter deck, 170 HP, 35 attack. This thing is awesome. It's so good. It says, whenever you play a spell, do 50 damage to 2 of your opponent's minions. I'll just give you guys a moment to think about how good that is, because whenever you play spells a lot, and just having that constant damage against your opponent can really end games quickly. Next, we have Suma Typh Blast. It's another really powerful card, but it kind of only works in Suma decks. It says to reveal a Suma minion from your hand. If you do, you may do 85 damage to one of your opponent's minions. 85 is a lot, guys. It's a powerful card, and I definitely expect it to see. It's obviously an auto-include. You can check these 2 cards out in the starter decks. I had videos on those about a month ago, and I'm actually pretty excited because the starter decks are shipping in soon, so that's going to be cool. And then the other card is Elcardus Boomsling, 35 HP, 85 attack. It already has a really good stats for a 1 cost, and then its ability is even better. It says once per turn, if Elcardus Palace is in play, you do 25 damage to one of your opponent's minions. This is such a good card in Elcardus decks, because if you get 3 of them, that's 75 damage every turn if you have Elcardus Palace in play. And Elcardus Palace makes it so if you kill a minion, if an Elcardus minion kills a minion, that the Elcardus minion gains attack. So if you're using these AoE attacks to kill stuff, you're gaining more stats onto your Boomsling, and that can really snowball quickly. Definitely a really powerful card. Now I want to show you guys 3 cards in set 2 so far that work really well with these decks. It's Rune Beam. It's a spell. It says discard runes from your hand, do 55 damage for every rune you discarded this way to one of your opponent's minions. This can get out of control pretty quickly. Does a lot of damage. Next we have Barrage. These 2 kind of work well with each other, because you play this, you discard tons of runes. Then you can use Barrage. It says do 15 damage for every rune in your discard pile. Really powerful card. Then we have Lock On. It's a spell. It says pick a minion, do 20 damage for every card you play this turn. It's a powerful card. And it works well in decks where you just draw so many cards in one turn, because you can there's some good stuff, good spells that work well against it and can counter it. So, you guys are probably wondering, this strategy looks broken. How are you supposed to counter it? First of all, you can always just cancel the minions' abilities. Second of all, once they play it, it's kind of stuck, and it's kind of a dead card, unless they have Penguin in their deck. And then again, that also takes up another card, so they run out of steam quickly. So if you can just hang in there while they're pounding on you for the first 3 turns, you're up pretty good. But they will have they'll have a few more points than you, but that's still okay. But if you need a better counter, Elcardus Oranga Guardian, 210 HP, 50 attack, might be your guy. 3 green runes for it to attack, but its ability is where it shines. It says, if Elcardus Palace is in play, all Elcardus minions may not be damaged through abilities, spells, or environments. Yeah, very powerful card, and I kind of simplified it in the next card. It's another card, Norfilm, Karchnip, 105 HP, 95 attack. It says, this minion may only be damaged by attacks. No spells, environments, or abilities can attack it. So, that's really powerful. Both of these cards, I was playing a game the other day and I had Norafilm up. I was playing Norafilm deck because I like these guys, so I put him up, and they couldn't do anything to me. This guy just sits there doing a decent amount of damage. So definitely a really powerful card. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe, join the Discord. We're doing tons of fun stuff there, and I just talked to a fan actually there, so I do actually respond to you guys on it. So comment down below what you want me to do for my sub special, and thank you guys so much. Goodbye.